It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the movie of January 10th, 2003. Happy 14th birthday to yours truly. This was my 14th birthday in 2003, and I guess my present was a decent little romantic comedy that everybody else kind of was mostly mediocre on, or at the very worst negative on, but I don't know, I kind of enjoy it. Let's talk about the one new movie that came out this weekend, and that is Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy in the romantic comedy Just Married.
Cinema lived a life of wealth. Tom just lived life. But true love didn't hit them. Until they found each other. Are you okay?
Yeah, nothing on it. Let me marry you.
Now,
Welcome to the family, Tom.
Thank you. This is McBurney.
Oh, you can call me Pussy now.
Pussy.
You know, like a cat.
they're taking a vow
If you change your mind at the altar, just pass out.
to live together in perfect harmony.
Return to your seats, please. Be right out. And now, playtime is over.
If they can survive the honeymoon,
That plug won't fit in a European outlet.
I'll make it fit.
they can survive anything.
Get out! Where are we going to stay, Tom? Oh, crud. They're never going to forget this honeymoon. Great. Now we get to freeze and...
Welcome to the honeymoon from hell.
Just let me cut out a tape with the Chinese drill master.
Well, I hope he showed you how to pull a fire poker out of here.
I'm sorry. Honeymoons is supposed to be all champagne and love-making.
Twentieth Century Fox presents
I feel like we've been married for 50 years.
Oh, you should be so lucky.
Ashton Kutcher,
I just need to talk to her.
Go away now.
Brittany Murphy,
Call the cops.
Bring 'em on.
mine's one strong gate. Just married.
Hi, Mom. It's Pee-wee.
Say hi to Pussy for me.
So for anyone out there that was ever wanting to ship Kelso from Lat 70 Show and Luanne from King of the Hill into something, this movie's got you covered. They star as obviously a young newlywed couple who just got married. They're from different social classes and they decide to take a honeymoon to Europe, where of course chaos and hilarity ensue as obstacles challenge their ability to sustain in marriage. Now, on paper, this thing seems like a really bad idea. A film that could easily just be one of those romantic comedies that comes and goes and just doesn't really amount to anything when it's all said and done. But I think there's two things in particular that kind of carry this movie through, where I feel like it works well enough for what it is. One is the couple, Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy. Ashton Kutcher was kind of establishing his film career after starting off breaking out with of course, that 70 Show, and then Dude, Where's My Car? And he's been in a couple of other movies since then. But this was Brittany Murphy's first real chance to show her potential as a leading actress, because she followed this up with a couple of other movies, Uptown Girls later in the year, and then Little Black Book the following year. And it works because the chemistry between them does feel legitimate. Like, you can definitely believe that these two would be a couple, and they do work off each other very well. They're very funny, they are very charismatic, you understand that their situation they're going through is very unusual, and having all these different obstacles in the way, like, it really does work to the film's advantage because the actors really are giving it their all here. And the other thing that I think helps the movie through is the writer and director. This is directed by Sean Levy, who is that type of director that you look at some of his movies and you think, well, that's dead on arrival, but no, he actually puts in more effort than you think that makes for a very entertaining film in general. Like the last film he directed, Big Fat Liar, which is a film that probably should have been dead on arrival, but they have the good stars in there, Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes, and it makes for a very entertaining and fun film. I mean, Sam Harper, one of the guys who, the writer of this, wrote Rookie of the Year, a criminally underrated Daniel Stern movie he directed with Thomas Ian Nichols from the American Pie movies. and these two would later reunite again on Cheaper by the Dozen, which are films that could easily fall apart, but they kind of are very fun in their own unique way. Like the Cheaper by the Dozen movies are a lot better than I think a lot of people give him credit for. A lot of his movies he's made as a director have been fun films. I won't say classics by any means, but they're good, fun, entertainment movies. They're kind of like Peter Segal movies. Like Peter Segal makes some really good comedies, but nothing real. With a couple of exceptions, Tommy Boy I think is probably his best film overall, but he makes movies that are genuinely entertaining and very rarely misses on the films that he makes. Like Sean Levy, I think his biggest overall misfire was The Internship, but that was a movie that was just... It was a movie that was basically just Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are old, and they don't know how technology works and Google and all that stuff, and that was literally all that movie was, and it failed on a number of different levels. But this, it works fine for what it is, because it's a simple story. It's a simple story where you have these two really good, charismatic comedic actors and actresses who can really work off each other here. Not every joke works. I mean... You saw there, I cut a little bit of Stewie's fake laugh from Family Guy whenever they were just like, "Oh, call me pussy," you know, like the cat. It's like, like jokes like that really don't work all that well. Although they do find a way to kind of make it funny at the end there. I do like that little bit there where Ashton Kutcher's just like, "Say hi to pussy for me," and he's just giving this disgusting look on his face, like, "What the hell did I just say?" Like stuff like that. They can find a way to make some bad jokes actually do kind of work. I mean, like I said, not a lot of the jokes work here, but the biggest thing I think works to the film advantage is that it's short. It's only just a little bit over an hour and a half long. It doesn't feel like it's padding anything out. It's not adding in elements that don't make a whole lot of sense or feel purposely it feels like they're unnecessarily in there. I mean, it's a movie that comes in, delivers what it needs to do, and gets on out. And I think that's more than enough to give this movie a recommendation to say that it's fun for what it is. It's a fun film. It's a really enjoyable film. A lighthearted romantic comedy with two really good performances overall. Again, not a lot of the jokes really work. The story is kind of predictable at best, but I've seen a lot worse. I mean, I would rather watch this than something like the more successful comedies from the year before, like rom-coms, Sweet Home Alabama, Made in Manhattan. I'd rather watch this again over those movies again any day of the week, because I at least got some laughs out of this movie, and and it delivers what it promises. It's a film that is very entertaining. It's a fun film. Considering that it was a January dumping movie, the fact that I'm saying that it's a good movie is saying a lot. Because most movies that were released in January around this time usually are dump movies that the studios don't believe in, but they put it out here because there's literally nothing opening up after the Christmas season. And so they need films to open up, and most times than not, they were more misses than hits. I mean, I think we're going to get to one of the biggest misfires of this type of movie next week with Kangaroo Jack, if I'm not mistaken. But this was a fun film. This is a fun, enjoyable film. I do recommend it. If you go into it knowing that it's going to be a predictable romantic comedy, but it works well because the two leads are really giving it their all, I think you can definitely go into it and have a good time with it. I think it's a really enjoyable film. Good fun time, just married, I liked it. And I was definitely right. Next week's movies includes the infamous Kangaroo Jack, which there's what a January movie looked like back then. So we'll take a look at that, unfortunately. But we also have Martin Lawrence and Steve Zahn in the cop comedy National Security. We also have Jason Lee, Julia Stiles, and Selma Blair in A Guy Thing, and also City of God. So we'll take a look at 4 movies next time around, and we'll take a look at those. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the plays on the next page. Check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So, with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.